Greetings, weary travelers, and welcome to Throes of Dice, a bi-weekly streaming showcase of our 5th edition campaign in a fantastic new homebrewed setting. My name is Noah Mercil, and I will be your dungeon master. I'm a huge fan of fantasy from books to TV, and of course tabletop RPG, and I am joined by a group of my friends to bring you into a brand new campaign of mine that I have been working on for the past couple of years. I'm very excited about this new project, and cannot wait to set foot on this journey. So, to start things, I would like to have our players introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is Rick Sampson. Fun fact about me is that I obsess over dice that aren't made anymore.
I guess that's fun.
Yeah.
This pencil doesn't even work.
That's unfortunate.
Dylan Glader, fun fact. I'm probably a walking 3-year-old.
Yeah.
But you don't walk yet.
That's
I'm
good.
advanced.
3-year-old.
Advanced school. Joseph Hughes.
My name is Sam Bauer. I am also a DM in another campaign, and I'm really excited to be playing.
I'm Cory.
Hi, Cory.
Hello. Fun fact. I can 80% of the time pronounce my character's name.
I feel like that's the highest percentage. Because I looked at that thing for a while and
8 out of 10 times I can say it.
Alright.
Also, I'm a loud gulper, so I hope those mics pick that up.
Yeah. This is a half D&D podcast, half ASMR video. So, whichever audience is out there, I promise that both will be satisfied.
I'll bring a comb.
So,
Do you need a pencil?
I do need a pencil.
any questions, qualms, queries before we begin?
That was alliterative, and I don't have any
What
of
is a
those.
qualm?
Issues.
Problem.
I have a lot of qualms.
Are any of them related
Yeah.
to D&D?
Not currently. Moving on.
I hear you. Let's move on. One important note for those listening who are familiar with 5th edition D&D, this is a homebrewed campaign setting, and you will notice modifications to the rules that we have adapted as a group over the years. In addition to that, the setting itself has a modified magic system involving light and the seasons. These each shake things up a little bit to make a new experience for each of our players as they explore the world before them. The mysteries and intricacies of the system will be made clear over time, but it is noteworthy for those who are curious on what is occurring. If that is everything, then let us explore our first entry into this tale of the dunes of Eruyanda. Inside the endless expanse of the Halcyon Heights lies a stellar system called the Nebulae Isles. At its center exists a massive blue star, Titharu, and a smaller, red-hot star, Rivea. Amidst their gravitational control is a massive terrestrial orb, the world of Ecosian. Upon its surface lies 4 vast and varied continental landmasses among the boundless blue oceans. There are lands of perpetual tempests, a polar rift smoldering with volcanic activity, tropical island chains off fertile sea coasts, and many, many miles of seemingly trackless deserts. One such desert serves as the origin for our story. Under the sky of the 2 suns lies the great Eruyanda Desert. These vast tracts of shifting sands are bordered by the imposing peaks of the Kaziro mountain chain to the east, and the waters of the Roxalda Ocean to the west. From these sands rose the powerful celestial elves that forged the Kalimaka Empire. Their early harness and prowess of the 11 waves of the prismatic continuum allowed them to create the foundation of a great civilization, despite the hostile and arid conditions of the desert itself. This elvish imperium contains 4 provinces, each led by one group of the celestial elves. First is Isilyan, a slender province that traces the coastal lands bordering the Roxalda Ocean. The silver-haired moon elves govern this province's harbors, ports, and control passage to the western colonies that are currently being founded by courageous pioneers. The inner bounds towards the eastern mountains contain the second province of Elinere. Its stark white silica sand rushes up to the southern cliffs of Ifana and is turned into glass by both the star elves who control the land and the seasonal bright summer conflagration. The northern reaches of the realm is home to the provinces led by the amber-skinned sun elves. Nulinar, the oldest elvish province, is known for its iron-rich sienna sand and red rock formations. Dotted with oases and wind-carved canyons, it has been the heart of trade and travel in the Eruyanda, even before the established Imperium. Finally, the newest province to be added to the fold, Kalimanar. The red sands that dominate Nulinar bleed into this province as the influence of the Eruyanda subsides. Large trees punctuate the grassy savanna alongside colossal glass and iron architecture of the northern Crown Coast. Between the Sun Elf lands runs the Rimanen River. Straddling it on either side is the town of Irínen. Its local populace thrives on fishing and provides a waypoint between the northern provinces. Our first adventurer wanders into town as he normally does. You see ahead of you a large, red, sandy expanse, and many small, more shapely mounds start to come cresting over the surface of the dunes that you have been traversing with your camel companion. You've been from here to Calaranye, the capital, many, many times, and you are here in the market square today looking for more companions to take back with you, just for one yellow Kmar.
One. Very cheap.
As the market square gets set up for the day, you take your camel down to the Rimanen to get a drink. Our next adventurers would be our two cat-like companions.
Oh, hell yeah.
You two have been wandering down the Rimanen for many years together now.
Mm-hmm.
And you also start to come and see this settlement set before you. You see lots of red, clay-like buildings with circular domed tops and a small bridge in the center of town. The sun is just beginning to rise, and although there is usually two, this time of year in blue winter, the blue sun dominates the other. It starts to crest over the horizon, casting the sky in a blue light. What would you guys like to do?
Shanzi, do you have the map?
What?
The map.
I thought you had it.
I stop and take off my pack and like rummage through it to see if I have the map.
Okay. Yeah, you've been kind of keeping track of your journey and scratching what you can of a map together. You've done lots of studies and seen lots of maps, but you know this to be the city of Irínen.
Mm-hmm. Shanzi, I believe we've arrived in Irínen.
Have we been kicked out of this one?
I don't think so.
Good.
We will
let's
have to
keep-
check.
have to check. Alright, well let's just try to keep a low profile on this one, huh?
Shanzi, are you speaking to yourself or to me?
Farrell? Look at the bridge.
Okay.
Okay. Our next adventurer has come a long way himself. Has not really known where he is for a good time. Crossing this
Hello.
desert through his own powers of being able to channel water and knowing the ways of nature. You have survived and strided through many places and caused your own mischief. What would you like to do as you walk towards the city of Irínen?
I'm gonna take out my pan flute and play a little song and call on Chislav to help guide me to the nearest city to see if I can find some help.
Alright, as you play your pan flute, you start to enter a meditative state, and you feel the spirit pushing you with the wind from your back. The sand pushing you forward towards the city. You start to see it over the dunes now. And lastly, coming from the north, just exiting from the previous city of Azriel, our last companion comes. What would you like to
Two things.
do? Yeah.
What's the vegetation like around?
The vegetation is pretty sparse. Right now in Blue Winter, the growing season seems to have kind of given way to more lethargic plants, and most are just beginning to bud right now at the beginning of this season.
Nothing in bloom.
Nothing really in bloom. There are small patches of brambles and things. If you'd like to, you can make the first roll of a nature or investigation check.
No pressure.
Big pressure.
That one.
Well, can't get much
Why would
worse.
you wish that on someone?
11.
11.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you see, it seems that the sun must have been scorching this place for quite some time. You start to hear rushing water off in the distance, and you think that you might have better luck trying to find some there.
I'll go towards there.
Alright. As you all start to convene on this central location, you start to hear this babbling brook, and you notice that this town, though it's the beginning of the morning, is not too busy. People are just starting to set up shops in what looks to be some sort of bazaar or market square. And as they do so, they come out from these small squat red domes and climb some stairs and set little tents out in front to start setting up their wares.
I definitely want to take a look around and see if they're selling anything cool, medicinal, or anything like that.
Apparently we're trying to find some drugs.
Helpful drugs, Shanzi. Helpful.
I'm just saying. Hey man, you can get whatever into whatever you want. I wouldn't judge you.
Wouldn't judge me. I'm looking through the bazaar, keeping one eye on Shanzi and keeping one eye on the stall.
I would like to sneak off.
Okay. I will take a contested checks
I'm
then.
even gonna use the
Percept
dice that you gave me.
versus-
Good. Great. What am I rolling?
Your perception.
Good, I have proficiency in perception.
You know what you're rolling.
Well, 15?
It's like 22.
Alright, well,
Alright, so
Bye.
as you start to look around the bazaars, things get set up, maybe looking for some medicinal herbs and whatnot, Shanzi's nowhere in sight.
and I roll my eyes and just go about my business, because this happens all the time.
Alright. Well, what would you like to do? What are you looking? You were looking for some.
Just kind of cruising through, seeing if there's anybody
Okay.
selling interesting stuff, if I can like chat with anybody, if anyone looks like they maybe are a healer or any kind of like lorist.
Yeah. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Come on, Irla. Another 15.
15?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So out of the merchants and people that seem to be setting up shop in the central location across the river, you see two that are getting going. One you can see definitely he has a small table set up with a whole bunch of glass vials and jars filled with maybe different sort of plants and other sort of things of that nature. The other one seems to be some sort of food vendor, though they're just getting set up for the day. They're getting some sort of large pot filled with water going to a rolling boil.
Cool. I would definitely head to the guy with plants and be like, "Good day, sir. Can you tell me more about what you have here?"
Alright. Yes, you walk up to him and you can see that he is a tall, dark-skinned sun elf with long, kind of bronze hair. And he turns to you and says, "Ah, yes, what are you looking for?"
I'm looking to learn more about the area and what all grows here. Do you have anything that you found local?
Yes, we've done some scavenging in these parts. We have a whole bunch of different herbal remedies and cures and components. Unfortunately, not too much in the winter season, but I will show you what I do have.
That is understandable. I would love to learn what you have.
Alright, the first thing we have is wood spider root. Do you know this?
Do I know of this?
Apparently not. I will just tell you. Wood spider root, it can be chewed a bit pointy and bristly at first. We ground it down to a powder, and it helps relieve some lower back pain and helps with inflammation. It kind of grows along in brambles on the ground. It makes you feel a little bit better when you take it, especially when you're resting for a while. We have sanguinaria. This is a very rare flower. It is usually grown in Red Spring, but I saved some because it is very useful, especially for the yellow adders that live in the desert. What it is it is a flower stem that looks green, but as soon as you put it in your mouth, red liquid comes out, and it helps you, how you say, evacuate both ends.
Ruby nods sagely. I understand.
You understand the importance of these things. It's good.
Yes.
And the last I have right now is Zephara. It is a painkiller black flower powder that usually either ingested, or if you want to feel a little more calm and euphoric, you can also take it in through a pipe.
Good to know. What was that last one?
That is the Zephara flower.
I'm sorry, was that Ativan?
What?
Mental health jokes.
Yes.
Zefarah, if you want to spell me.
Z-E.
Farah.
I was coming out with an S. I was way off.
Yeah. Are you interested in any of these things?
DM question. Do
Yeah.
I have any money?
Yes. For everyone's information, you all have 20 yellow Kmars.
Was that equivalent to 80?
I think that's gold, right?
Yep, it is the equivalent of gold.
Mm-hmm. And remind me how that's
20?
spelled.
Kmar is Quemar. This is the currency that the Kalimaka Empire uses. They are glass coins that each are inscribed with a different permutation of an 11-pointed star, going from small red ones to large purple ones that you've never seen the like.
Yes, I would be interested in adding the wood spider root to my herbalism kit.
Ah, very good. About how many doses are you looking for?
3, please.
3 doses. That would probably be, let's go with 3 blue Kmars.
And remind me, is blue
That's a silver. Yeah.
Okay. Very good. I put a 4th one in for good luck.
Very good. Thank you so much. And he pulls out a small jar, and you see in it like this weird brambly kind of purplish brown plant that has like a cap at the top and then kind of splays out at the bottom. He says, I would definitely chop it or ground it before you take a dose. Each cap should get you about 1.
Good deal. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Enjoy your time in the Kmar Bazaar.
Thank you.
Kind of looking around, seeing if there's anything going on. You know, anyone fancy
Yeah.
or dressed.
You kind of duck into some alleyways and stuff between these small, squat houses. Not too many people are out quite yet. There are some people in the, there's more residential homes that seem to be farther away from the river. People are starting to walk out of those, and you see many of them, as soon as they get out the door, they are covered in long gray and white flowing robes and head wrappings. Some of them have like a hood and then a screen that they pull up the second that they get outside. But being as it's not super windy and irritating with the sand right now, most of them reflexively take it back down. You see some... make a perception check for me.
Dude. I'm a cat.
Big money.
11.
11? That is pretty much... You're just seeing the town starting to stir, but you feel like some crazy stuff is going to happen here. You've been in towns throughout the Empire before, and the beginning of the day is just the beginning. Much more happens as soon as the sun starts to rise and it heats up.
I'm just gonna slink around a little bit.
Okay. What would you two like to do as you see this town ahead of you?
I am going to walk in on my knuckles and my feet, and I am going to either look for animals that will help me, or see if there's any people that will help me that want to join together and be a good old group.
Okay. Would you mind describing yourself?
I am a 5'11" water Genasi. I have black eyes. I kind of got like a mullet ponytail thing going on. I have braids and leather in my hair, and then I have feathers, one for each of my friends that I've met. And then I'm wearing, I have a leather wrap on this arm, and then leather wraps going from my feet up to my waist. And then I have my baby blanket that I had wrapped around my chest. And I have a gauntlet on that is made of leaves and vines and wood.
Okay. So, you start crawling towards the town in a pharaoh-like stance, much as your instincts have taught you to. Make a perception check.
16?
16. You see this town ahead of you starting to stir to life. A little more comfortable for you right now, actually, being as there's not too many people and city-like transactions happening. You see the same people starting to exit their squat domed houses, but with the 16 you start to see off in the dunes towards the east of the town, or rather the west of the town, a humanoid-like elephant man that is leading a camel by the reins towards the market square.
I am gonna go walk up to him
It's easy to spot.
on my knuckles and my feet.
Okay. You do so. He's about like maybe, I don't know, a quarter mile off, but yeah, you head that direction. You see on the contrast of this red sandy desert, a blue feral-like teenage primordial water being of some sort.
Good.
You have not seen anything like it before.
I'm
You might just-
hesitant.
So as you get closer,
But calm.
as you get closer, you see in front of you this large elephant man. How tall are you?
I'm 7'6",
Oh.
so
Towering above
Wow.
you. So being as squat to the ground as you are are still below where his knees are pretty much.
Wow.
He's dressed in these olive drab robes and tunic with kind of like a leather trim around the sides. Not as covered up as some of the humanoids that you've been seeing. Hello.
hello. Can I help you?
Yes, I'm looking for friends. I am lost. And would you like to be my friend?
I don't have many friends.
Well, you got one now.
Do you need help?
Yes.
With what?
I need someone to protect me.
I don't do much in protecting in...
But you're so
Yeah.
large.
I just am a traveler.
It's okay. And I'm gonna hop on the donkey, or the camel.
I guess I'm just gonna go with it and see what happens.
I would like you to make a dexterity check.
Seems innocent.
This camel starts to make a grunt as you walk towards it. And could you also do an animal handling check too?
So
Roll high.
that was a 4 for that dex.
Okay, how's the animal handling?
That one's an 11.
An 11. Alright, you walk up to this camel that seems to be just laden with different bags and wares, and you try and like grab onto some of the ropes and scurry up the sides, but it just makes a perturbed grunt at you and stomps its feet and starts backing away.
I drop.
That's so relatable. The camel.
I'll just walk.
Okay.
The camel's kind of like tugging away and kind of getting closer to you.
Yeah, I'll kind of pull him in. Huh? You know?
Pulls your head up to you.
Yeah, just kind of, you know, trying to get him calmed down after that little thing jumped on him.
Alright.
Arno, I am new in town.
You whisper some words into the camel's ear that has got her to calm down in the past that you've been taught, and she seems to rest.
So we're gonna do this. And she's gonna
Alright.
leave it at that for a little while.
Let's go to our last character.
I'm going to the river.
Alright.
Charging up.
Just looking,
In-
still looking
in
for anything
town
in the
or
water.
on one of the sides?
In town.
In town. Okay. And you're still looking for some vegetation,
Some flora.
some flora and or fauna. I would like an investigation check.
Okay. 19.
19. Alright. With that, you do see some more greenery start to spark up. There is floating on the river itself, it's like some sort of a lily type thing, a blackish flower that is just bobbing towards the bank.
Oh, it's near the bank.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna go get it.
Alright.
Do I recognize this flower?
Like, we're not gonna hold it
Make a
without
nature
it
check.
making noise.
5.
You do not recognize this flower. You've been taught a few things since journeying here, but this is still not ringing any bells for you.
Okay, I'm putting on my black lacy gloves
Okay.
so I can pick it.
Alright. You do so. You grab around this blooming, or this partially opening bulb as it starts to catch the morning blue sunlight, and you reach towards the bottom and you give a little tug, and it easily plucks, and you have a full flower bulb in your hand.
Okay. Just gonna carry that into town.
Okay.
Yeah. That's it.
Alright. You see that the city is starting to pick up a little more now. The bazaar itself, more merchants and stuff have been set up. Some that seem to be selling flatbread and curry and grain. There's one market that is set up that's selling very large like meat that is covered in salt. You see this elephant man and camel ride into town as well, along with a blue humanoid. You see different vendors start to set up, and just when you thought everything was about to break into a more lively pace, you see two men and two human women, all with dark skin, start to walk into the square. Their attire is a little bit different than everyone else. Rather than the grays and whites that you see, though it's still the same kind of flowing attire, they are covered in red and gold cloths, and the women have kind of open back dresses, and they seem to be carrying cases, one circular in shape and one kind of ovular in shape. And they move into the center of the town, and you see them get onto a bridge, and the men open up their cases, and one pulls out a drum, and the other pulls out an odd stringed instrument, and they start to play. And the women start to dance. And the market square starts to light up around this. Transactions and people yelling across, trying to get the best deals and find what is available for today.
I'm probably trying to find some bread.
Alright.
That flatbread sounded really good.
It's so good. I highly recommend.
You've been here before.
Mm-hmm. Many times.
Alright.
But I would also be walking around going, hello, may I please have some flatbread? Like, yours just flat against my skull.
Nice
It's
shot.
loud.
Would you describe yourself?
Yeah, I am a Tabaxi. I'm about 5'3". I've got like kind of patchy, like mottled light and dark gray fur. There's a little bit of a gray ponytail on the top of my head. There is one red dot of fur between my eyebrows. I have light gray eyes. I'm kind of scrawny looking. Wearing like really low quality, just like black pants, black shirt. Huge backpack on my back with like lots of different packs kind of attached to it. A plain wooden shield and a spear on either side, and a mace at my hip. And there is a necklace around my neck, but the pendant on it is below my shirt.
You start to walk over to one of the vendors that seem to be baking and serving some flatbread, and you see a dark, tall, black, bushy bearded humanoid man with a pretty tight ponytail on his back, wearing a big kind of like cloth apron, and he turns around with like some steaming flatbread, and he says, "Ah, hello. What can I do you for?"
Good morning, I would like some breakfast.
Ah, breakfast. You want some of the fresh flatbread, I assume?
Yes, please.
All right. Would you like some honey on it as well, or just the bread?
Honey as well, please.
All right. Well, that would be just one blue Kmart, please.
Tip him a second.
All right. And he says, "Thank you very much. Very generous of you. Here, take some for your friend that you walked in with. I don't know where he went off to, but this is worth plenty."
Thank you.
He hands you about 4 sheets of flatbread and a small little ceramic jar that's filled with amber honey.
I give him a little bow. Much appreciated. Thank you.
You're welcome. Enjoy the bazaar.
I will attempt. I go looking for Shanzi.
Alright. Make an investigation or perception check. Are you hiding or you're just around?
I don't think I'm gonna find him either way.
Probably not.
No, yeah, no. 16. Definitely still. I'm not hiding, but I'm blending.
Okay.
It's a 10. I'm really overwhelmed by what's happening.
So you've kind of been waddling around and you now see you've kind of been scoping around the corners of the town, and though there's a central market square, you see off in the distance there are lots of different beasts of burden and traveling animals that they're forming a second semicircle kind of off of the side of the town. They seem to just have a pattern set in mind, even though there aren't like any ropes or stakes kind of dictating it. Each kind of staking a small sign into the sand saying Empire Trading Company.
Can I think about that?
Yeah, you can make a history check.
History, you said?
Yeah.
Not a fucking clue. 5.
Yeah, you don't really have a clue. You've kind of kept your nose clean of the Empire affairs, but you do see some other different vendors. There seem to be a man that has 5 well-trained horses. They're all just without any harnesses or tack or anything, standing next to him and following him around as he walks around the semicircle, ranging from a black, a gray, and a white. You also see this elephant man and a blue, small teenage person.
Cartwheels.
Huh?
I'm trying to do cartwheels.
Trying to do cartwheels. Also set up in this circle. You see a couple of other people with, one has like a set of mules, and let me do another perception check for me as you are looking around here.
What was it again? Perception? 17.
You see off in the distance something quite large. It looks kind of like some of the different red rocks of this province, the Carneando province. But it looks like they are moving towards the city.
Does it look like an army that's moving? Like we coming to fuck shit up, or like, yo dog, we out here?
It's pretty distant. I don't know if you can really. You can make an insight check, I
50
guess.
miles away.
It's not gonna be great. It's gonna be high, but go for it. Ooh.
I mean, my eyes, they're sharp. I'm a kitty cat. Dirty 20.
30-20. With that, you kind of, as you're focusing off in the distance, trying to get a sense of what is moving towards you, whatever it is slow and plodding, but you can hear kind of muffled thumps, kind of getting closer.
I'm gonna kitty cat zoom back to where I left.
Alright.
Pedophile.
Alright. You do so, and you just use your speed and agility, and you climb on some roofs and heckle some people, and you easily find her.
As you roll up next to me, I feel like I have 2 flatbreads with honey on them. Oh, you finally returned. I found you breakfast.
That's why I came back.
Don't lie to me.
There's something outside of the city. You might need to go take a closer look. Something seems a little...
I was hoping we could get supplies first.
I mean, what else do you have to do? You just run around.
So I can create water, but we need food.
I didn't say we didn't have to, but alright.
Let's go look at the food. And we can go look at whatever's outside the city.
Alright. As far as food goes, you the last person that seems to be there selling any sort of food would be
So I'm thinking more like rations,
Rations?
for making
Yeah.
the crossing to the capital. Just trying to start thinking ahead on that.
right. As far as you can see, and with all your market square perusing, you see a man that has some salted meats. It seemed to be some sort of large fish. You also see.
I feel like you can just gravitate in that direction. Like, oh, what's this?
Loud pouring noise.
Floating, following.
You also see set up next to him a vendor that's selling some sort of hot curry paste of some kind.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would try and haggle for some prices on like a couple days worth of each.
Okay. Who would you like to talk to? Fish guy or curry guy?
Fish guy first, please.
Fish
I'll
guy.
talk to Cory guy while she's talking to fish guy.
All
See who
right.
gets the better deal.
Yeah.
You walk over and you see an older gentleman with like wispy white hair that's kind of coming out across like a very patchy balding on the top, but he's covering it well with his rags.
Good.
And as soon as you get like 15 feet away, he starts yelling at you and says, "Aye, what can I do for ya? You want some fish? We've got the tuna of the Irínen right here."
Ears completely flat to my skull. I will walk forward closer so I can speak normally and say, "Good morning. I would like to purchase some tuna."
Some tuna? This isn't any tuna. This is fresh barrowfish, last of the season.
I would like to purchase some fresh barrelfish, please.
Oh, all right. How much would you like to be purchasing?
Enough for 2 people for 3 or 4 days.
As you're saying this, you see a ginger hand on his shoulder from behind him, just whisper in his ear, and then you see a small, slender, elderly female woman, and she just waves back at you and doesn't say anything. And She seems to have calmed him down a little bit and reminded him that he's yelling.
My ears go back up just a little bit.
How much did you say you'd like again?
Enough for 8 days of meals?
8 days of meals, alright. Well, if we get you about a quarter flank, I would say 2 blue Kmars, please.
Lovely. Okay, 2 blue Kmars.
If you don't mind, where are you headed to? 8 days away, there's not too much except Townstone River.
Well, we are just trying to start the process of heading to the capital. I imagine we will need other supplies as well along the way. I know. This is just the beginning of our preparations.
Do you have more food than this?
Yes.
Depending on your travel accommodations, it might take you upwards of over a month to get there.
Very good.
Just to keep that in mind. I don't want any of you going mad or starving in the desert, and I have plenty of fish to go around.
Much appreciated. I will come back once we have firmer plans of when we are going and for how long.
Alright. If you have the coin, you should see if you can hitch a ride on the Bauer. They should be coming into the travel center soon.
Good to know, thank you. We will look into that. For now, I will take my 8 days of fish.
His wife kind of starts slicing up the fish and putting it in these little brown paper sacks covered in a little bit of twine and hands it over to you. Says, "Thank you so much for your business."
Thank you.
Okay. And you go over to the curry vendor, and he would also like you see that he already has a sign just sitting up, and he has like bowls poured ready for people to take, and people are just like coming, grabbing one, tossing a Kmar in the jar and walking away. He's asking for a blue Kmar.
I thought that was like curry paste that we could like have too.
He might have some.
Okay.
Could ask him. He seems to be laboring over a pot right now in the middle of the day.
Were you trying to talk to him?
Meow? Yes. Excuse me.
Yes?
Yes, hi. Do you have any of your delicious pie in more of a paste form that could last several days? Thinking about 8, maybe 9, 10.
Raw curry paste. Yeah, I could do that for you. Probably mix it with a bit of water, or even if you just mix it with water and set it in the noonday sun, you could probably get it to a boil. Yeah. 8 or 9 days worth. We could do a couple blue Kmars.
How much is a couple? 2? Thinking?
Yes.
2? 2. I'll give him 3.
Much appreciated. And as soon as he grabs them from you, turns his back and goes back to his spot. Yeah, he hands you like a weird kind of sackcloth that's kind of damp with like a red paste inside.
Cool.
Got it for 1.
Inside check. Do I get advantage because we've been doing this for 19 years?
Pretty sure.
Ooh, you better roll high. I might still win mine.
I know. I rolled with advantage, which I didn't know if I had or not, but it's either a
20.
Do I get advantage or no?
Yeah, I'll give it to you this
I
time.
got a natural 20.
Oh,
And so yeah, that's like 30. That's like 25.
oh my gosh, yeah.
Oh my god!
Yeah, you know that Shanzi, he's a bit of a rabble rouser, but he pays people what they're worth.
Damn it. So I look at him and say, good work.
Thanks. I put the paste in my bag.
As the two of you start to turn away from the curry vendor,
I encourage you to wrap it in another sack though, because it does not look like it's been well wrapped.
Fail.
You watch the musicians playing and the ladies dancing upon the bridge as people cross back and forth from it. But all of a sudden, the music stops and one of the musicians yells and says, "Everyone get away from the river!" And
Told you something was coming to the town.
I'm not the river.
we're gonna say that you're about up that way. You guys are somewhere here. Let's roll initiative.
Where's mine?
I'm in danger.
Where am
I don't know
I?
where you two are.
You two,
This
we'll
one goes
put
all
you
over the place.
like over here.
Yeet. Know that one. And add that.
If you want to.
Hey, good work.
I will protect it with my life. That's a good sized camel. It's a giant camel.
That is.
Guys, I love my camel. Oh my goodness, those are ginormous.
Here's the dancing people.
Oh no.
Hi.
Oh no.
Wait, they're on a bridge?
More
They're all
friends.
dancing on the bridge. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
More friends.
Gators.
Make them friends, quick.
Gators.
Oh my goodness.
More
Oh, is this
friends.
part of the show?
You would know. You've been here
This is
before.
gonna be This is gonna be dangerous, everybody.
If roll an insight check.
Okay.
Is this part of the show? I love when they bring the alligators.
So then
Alright.
it's that.
This is
12.
That does not seem to be part of the show. The musicians
Okay.
seem to be very afraid.
Okay. I will, look, yes, I will be a little bit more nervous.
Okay.
You swing an action really quick though. You roll high for initiative.
So, we got any 25s to 20 out there?
21.
Oh, high
nice.
roller for the new character.
We need to get you like an elephant noise
I'll
sound.
try it. I'll work on it.
Yeah.
I'll raise my spear.
It's like when Laura was a mastodon. It's like, Liam, make the noise!
Yes,
Okay.
that is what
Laura
I
Bailey
do.
can do lots of noises, but not a mastodon noise.
We have Peré up at the top with 21. We have 15 to 20.
18.
What'd you say, man?
15.
For Ruby.
10 to 15.
Meow, good morning.
No?
It's punctuation.
Yeah,
The brackets.
it was like when you're talking to walking.
Hi.
Triple nine, so the higher dice.
Meow, good morning, this is Ruby. Meow.
Thanks, SpongeBob, with that.
Yeah.
Alright.
Why do we even have this
Peré.
Yes.
Way off in the distance on the bridge, you, with your giant, massive Loxodon ears, pick out this screaming, and are the first to jump into action.
It's me, I'm screaming.
You see, poking the head out of the Irínen River, 2 giant crocodiles.
I hate those.
What would you like to do?
Well, I will run to help, because I know this is not going to end well. So I will run along the coast.
40 feet.
So that's your movement right now, but you can choose to use your bonus action to dash and move twice that.
Yes, I will continue to dash so I am near the kitty kitties over here.
Okay.
So I just for reference here, you just watched that almost 8 foot tall
I was
elephant
gonna
man
say.
run 80 feet, okay?
6 seconds.
80 feet and 6.
That was cool. I want you
You
to
see his
understand the
trunk,
first
I was
time.
gonna say, he is like hauling ass towards me and Shanzi, and I'm like gripping Shanzi, like, we need to run!
Claws
Like,
everywhere.
before you can think of what's happening, this giant elephant is in your face.
The ground is shaking.
Ruby is screaming.
Alright, and what do? You trying to just get in the way of these
Pretty
beasts?
much, yes.
Alright, you can do that. Alright, that'll be it for your turn.
Yes.
Up next, Shanzi.
What is... So my whip, it has a reach, but it doesn't say how much of a reach that is.
Well, let's look.
It just says reach beside it, that's all.
Reach should probably be...
At least 100
Yeah,
feet.
so... instead of adjacent, you have 1 square away.
You little bastards. Right.
100 inches.
Should be.
Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get out of my way. 6. Wait, no. Alright, that'll have to be. Is that close enough to say whip his face?
That's correct.
Yes it is.
So I will whip his face.
Got a whip?
Whip
Just has-
his-
just has a-
Oh, whip his.
Alright.
It's like, what? Are you telling somebody to whip their face?
Whip it real good.
14 to hit.
14 to hit. 14 will hit. Oh, some damage.
While doing them, be like, shoot!
Bam.
Indiana Jones theme plays in the back.
5 points of damage with that whip.
Alright.
And that gate is like,
Ow.
So, you run onto the bridge, take out your whip, and with one swift crack, it comes down right on its snout. You see a long line of red just spew out and splash from the water. And it kind of growls and reels back a little bit.
gets them off.
I'm on a bridge, bitch. And then I'd like to use my bonus action with my archetype to give aid to Ruby.
Alright, Ruby is aided.
Does that remind me what that does?
It's aid. It's the actual like.
Yeah,
I can do that
advantage
bonus action
on a
for
thing.
every
What's that?
Advantage on the thing.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else with your turn?
There we go.
Alright.
So you have a certain number of key points.
Oh, yes.
That will dictate how often you can do it.
So, the first crocodile.
Oh no!
Since it cannot reach you on the bridge, Shanzi, it's about maybe 10 feet below you in the water. It starts to make its way onto land and comes into contact with Peré, and it's going to try and reach out with its big toothy maw and try and
Not
bite
today.
your leg. That was a 12.
No!
12. And as it tries to reach out, you deftly move one of your shins out of the way and stand there.
The only thing it can reach is shins.
You know?
Just imagine you just take a step away and you're like.
And Ruby has to like dart diagonally to be out of the way of you moving.
Kicks you in the face by accident. Sorry.
Ruby muffled around a broken nose. It's fine.
I'm not dead yet.
And the other
Oh
one,
no.
you feel the other one's presence come into land right behind you, but it is a little. It starts to slow as soon as it reaches the sandy riverbank. Next up would be Ruby.
Don't like it. I am going to 1, 2, 3,
Back away.
4, 5, 6. No, I'm gonna stay here. Just kidding. That's 4. And I am going to point at this one that Shanzi hurt because this is the old 1-2 punch we've done a couple times. And I take out the item on the chain around my neck, and it is a emblem of Thukabe. And I'm going to point and shout. And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
All right, wisdom saving throw for the croc. Ooh, that's a 2 on the dice, so I'm not gonna even add stuff.
I need a
Major
D12
owies.
then, because everyone hears the sound of a loud bell suddenly fill the space. As I have told the dead. I didn't get this earlier.
Can you guys play the bell?
That is 8 necrotic damage.
8 necrotic damage.
Mhm.
All right. So
Necrotic.
after necrotic damage. It's a stretch, but I like it. Okay. So, Shanzi got on the bridge and hit the croc in the face, and you, seeing it already wounded, try and call it further to the grave and try and get it away from hurting anyone else. The shopkeeper that was nearby, Sally Curry, ducks down into his abode and shuts the door just as you shoot this wave of energy right over him. By the way, what kind of damage was that?
That was necrotic.
Or what kind of spell was that?
Ew.
School.
Good point. That is necromancy.
Alright, nothing right now.
Okay. Let's toll the dead.
If anybody casts an evocation spell, let me know.
Oh, no, I'm about to cast an abjuration spell as a bonus action, though. I'm going to cast Shield of Faith, and I'm going to cast it on Shanzi.
Alright.
It gives you +2 to your AC.
Hey.
You're unreachable. Alright. That it for your turn then?
Yes.
Alright. Azriel.
I want to help. And then as soon as I start getting close to him, I'm gonna disappear in a shadowy smoke and teleport here.
Okay.
Alright. So you run up onto the bridge, and as soon as you're about to run into this minstrel holding some sort of a frame drum, you disappear, and on the other side of Shanzi.
Oh,
Free
that's so
after.
cool.
Cold spot.
Yeah, you feel
Go
like
off, I
you
guess.
feel a chill kind of course through you as this dark energy passes by you.
Oh, I love it.
And then
Sorry, I wanted 10 more feet of movement to just tuck all the way back.
Okay,
That's
that's
another
good.
bonus action too. Okay. I guess I'm gonna hold my action to attack as soon as a croc is close enough.
Alright. Wait and wait.
I'm going
Sounds
to
good. Up next,
Please don't.
Arno.
It's a strategy. It's a strategy.
So slow.
I'm going to cast Animal Friendship on the croc.
Alright.
And I'm going to ask it to please not attack people, and I will go get it food if it just stops.
Not the
Okay.
camel.
So,
Don't go get
animal
the
friendship, is this just advantage on checks with it?
I convince a beast that I need no harm, and if its intelligence is 4 or higher, the spell fails. Otherwise, wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw. And if it's in combat, is it advantage on that save?
If anyone hits it,
If anyone hits it,
yes.
Has that been hit?
has not been hit yet.
Once I cast it, if anyone hits it, then it will drop.
So I shouldn't
7
hit it.
on that save.
No!
So you never go.
It's my friend.
Alright.
Oh, it is? So
Yeah.
just the one.
Yes.
So he's not gonna bite me.
Yes.
But the other one will bite me.
The one in front of you
When
is the
I
one
still
that
keep trying
Shanzi
to
and I
touch my shin.
You see
so I
one of
won't
the
stop on
crocs
the mouse.
turn away and look at you and kind of just give a little head
Oh,
tilt.
cute. Its ears flop out.
It's the golden retriever of crocodiles right now. Oh.
It seems to be curious as to how you're going to do the thing you said. You said you're
I
going to
feel
find
like
it
that
food?
Yes.
I feel like that was the DM talking for a second.
The crocodiles.
I'm curious about how you're doing that, but go on.
And we're back to the top of the round, but before that, these guys are going to run.
Good.
Wow, they are not helpful.
I was hoping they wouldn't.
Wait, oh, those are just
Get back
the
up here and play your
musicians?
music!
Yeah.
They
The
dance.
minis make them look strong. Minis are
No.
deceiving on that one.
I think
Those are not. Oh, those are not axes. Those are guitars. I see.
it's
Yeah.
the other kind of axe.
Okay. Okay. My mistake.
Okay, they ran off the bridge where you guys are not cluttering their way. Good. Peré.
Yes.
So you can attack.
I will try and take my spear and jam it right through the head.
Alright, roll to attack.
Oof.
Oof. Strength and proficiency. Plus 4.
Okay, 4 plus, so 8.
8.
Yeah, I think I missed.
Yeah.
Too much of a thrust.
That back step that you took you just a little bit out of range, even with your reach, and you kind of just overshoot it and pierce into the sand.
Can I do a bonus?
Yeah.
So then you could do flurry of blows to try and attack
Yeah.
more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll try and attack one more time.
Alright.
With the...
2 more times?
Yeah, you get 2 more attacks.
Ooh,
with
2
flurry
more.
of
So
blows.
1 with my trunk,
Yeah.
and 1 with my fist.
Yep, exactly.
So it'll be like,
This is the best monk ever.
Okay.
Gonna give yourself a bloody nose.
Wow.
So
Okay.
what?
Yeah, so I think for your trunk, I'm guessing, is it strength?
It's all dex.
It's all dex?
It's all
Got
regular.
So
it.
20 on the
Oh,
trunk.
22.
Oh, 22 on the trunk.
Alright,
Because you always hit
the
your
trunk hits
Good. That was
really hard.
a strong trunk.
And the fist is dex and proficiency.
Where are we? Oh, 18 on that with the other.
Both hit.
Boom, boom!
Alright, so after your spear doesn't hit, your trunk kind of lashes out to the side and punches it in the side of the nose, and then your
Come down.
fist comes around on the side of its head.
Which one is your trunk damage?
Oh,
They're all fist damage. It's just
Oh,
flavored.
I see. So it's 2
Flavoured. I just
What
said
is
I
your
have 3
trunk
hands.
damage?
So roll this
Oh.
twice and add your dex twice.
Got some junk in the trunk.
5, 7.
And
Alright.
dex again.
Oh,
You had your dex twice because you hit twice. So you got a 2 and a 4 on your dice.
Oh.
You add your dex twice.
Yeah,
Nope.
I did that.
you add your dex to both of them.
Yep.
Yeah. Alright, 12 total.
That was
12 trunk
so
damage.
confusing.
It might help if you roll the attack and then the damage and then the attack and then the damage. Just
Alright,
that way.
how would you like to do this?
Ah, you kill it!
Oh, yes.
Fall.
So
I mean, I can bring it back, says the cleric.
after I give it its 2 good punches,
Yeah.
it comes back. Basically, you know, like it's got a black eye. He's kind of swollen, you know. He's like, no, don't do it.
You knocked out some of its teeth.
Some of his teeth flew out from that second hit, right? And like blood flew from this whip cut before. And then I just take one giant stomp with the shin he tried to bite.
And you hear a sickening crunch.
Yeah, just a crunch. Just a crunch. Right on top of the right
Ruby
in
winces
between
a
the
little bit
eyes.
from
And
behind.
he just like
Hearing the
limps.
crunch.
around the corner.
Yep, and he falls limp and kind of splashes a little in the river with his tail hanging back in the river.
This
All right.
red water just flows away.
It's like a movie
All
scene.
right. Very good round, Shanzi.
Thank you.
I was gonna do that, not knowing.
You're not big enough.
Yeah, not knowing
I'm
that.
don't
gonna
have a
run up
trunk.
and protect my crocodile from them.
Well, it's not your turn yet.
Yeah, sorry. You should have said something when you did the thing. I would like to jump off the post, kitty cat style, launching.
You
myself.
definitely saw that he turned.
Whoa!
Oh, did I see the
Tail whip.
Yeah.
I will.
Here, let's do this. Do an insight check. See if you can spot his intentions.
Ooh, fine, not bad. What's inside? That's 13.
13. It seems to be less hostile.
I'd still hit it. Yeah, I'm gonna.
Okay.
What?
I'm gonna.
I want to kill.
Come across.
He seems so friendly now.
And
Five
then,
times.
what is that? Is that technically difficult terrain since it's
Yeah, I'm sure. It's a narrow bridge.
3, 4, 5?
Alright. Get off to the side flank and go for a whip.
12.
12. Beats it, beats it.
Yeah, you
Oh,
like
that's
that?
not good. 4 points of owl.
4 points of owl.
I think it's slashing.
Slashing or piercing. Either way, 4 is good.
Then I'll take my bonus action to dodge.
Alright, bonus action dodge. And we're back to the crocs. You see, this one starts to, well, now that it's been damaged, it's gonna make a wisdom save. 11.
No!
Alright, it is still your friend.
There was some emphasis on that.
If you end up having a crocodile friend this whole time that you're gonna like ride and stuff,
It's just not everyone's friend.
However, you see another one start
Oh.
to peek its
Oh.
muzzle
We will-
out of the
yay!
and another one.
Oh! It's definitely a velociraptor.
And it's also pointing its butt.
I like
Gotta go
that.
fast.
Stop laughing.
It seems to be intently pointing its way at the minstrels.
Gotta go fast.
It's
Okay,
I'm not over there.
So,
I'm clear now.
this croc is going to try and bite at you, Shanzi, since you just whipped it.
Disadvantage.
Done it now.
Disadvantage with your bludgeon. 12.
No.
Alright. It misses with its bite attack. And this one is going to come up your way. And try and get a nibble on
Oh, please don't.
Cuddle.
I just want to cuddle.
Okay. That would be a dirty 20.
yeah, that's gonna hit it.
Okay. Alright, that's going to do 12 piercing damage. And it takes you, bites your leg and kind of locks its jaw,
So you
and you
actually
are
have
grappled right now.
Oh, okay.
No
We
one told
will-
me this. I'll run over there. I can make it across the bridge.
All of that felt like a little bit of a lie.
Okay.
Stop.
Hit. So you see the one crocodile lunge out of the river and take a bite out of the calf of this one lady who was dancing on the bridge. The red kind of concealed by her red dress, but she seems to be okay, but screams out sharply in pain.
Oof.
So that is their turns. Ruby, it's your turn.
Yup. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60.
Did you do kitty cat jokes?
People are in danger, Shanzi.
So you get down on all fours and just
scoot.
sprint your way across the desert, kicking up red dust behind you.
I imagine you jump
Shambling
over.
on around,
Yes.
climbing on the bridge to get as fast as you can over towards the minstrels.
For my bonus action, I am casting Healing Word at first level on the minstrel.
All right.
You're so nice.
It's what I do. I'm stressed.
I am nice.
Ooh, wow.
Only
7.
0.
Nice.
7 points of heals.
You healed more than the damage you took.
I hope so.
Okay.
You see some of that blood and the wound start to close up a bit.
That's creepy.
And then you damage this one, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I will. Whip it good.
And so then after casting Cure Wounds, I will turn around and once again cast Toll the Dead. This one needs to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
For the record, it says that Healing Word is an evocation spell.
Ooh. Well, you get to roll an extra die then, but you already healed more.
Oh.
No, I just want to see what I do.
Yeah.
Oh,
I do another 3.
Hey,
Yeah.
They've
I
never
healed
felt
10
better.
points.
You can
she
see
became a
it.
superwoman.
You can see
The second
That-
leg's being full.
so the blue
She's
light.
3 legs down.
It's an extra limb.
The
I
blue
did
light
it.
of the sun that you channel through this spell seems to heal the wound even more powerfully than before, and you just see the wound seal up and fade to a pale scar almost instantly.
Neat.
There is a slightly self-satisfied smirk on Ruby's face as she turns around and points at the alligator who is currently trying to chomp on Shanzi.
Alright. Very good work.
So I will take a Wisdom saving throw for that. Toll
Yes.
Dead.
19.
Ooh.
No mods.
Okay, never mind. It's fine.
Okay.
Isn't it?
Rocco.
You still get. Isn't it? You still get damage. But it's just
Yeah.
2 for 2, guys. 2 for 2.
Oh, I
Does it have to make another one for me?
Oh. Well, it didn't get hit
Oh.
with damage. If it's
Right, I didn't damage it this time.
Oh,
It resisted. It's smart for whatever reason.
Up next.
because that's my friend.
Adriel.
Okay.
On
I
deck,
missed it, I'm
Arno.
sorry. You are so silly.
5, 10, 15, 20.
Jump.
Yeah, can I jump in?
Why would you do that?
Jump in the water?
Yeah.
Well, what is
Woof.
this?
You can do that.
What is this?
Yeah, I want to do that.
It's
Oh.
basically, that's just like a 3D representation of the struts that are holding up the bridge.
Okay.
So it's just straight off.
Turned this way.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump in and.
Watch as you like run towards
Okay.
me and jump off the bridge, and Ruby's just like,
Oh,
Make
no,
a dex
my-
Alright.
check.
What's wrong with this town?
Like, just a straight dex check?
Yeah.
Okay. 13.
13. Yeah, you climb and put your foot on the rail and you jump off and dive into the water.
I'm going to invoke the Rite of the Dawn.
Okay.
Excuse me?
What happens?
So my rapier flares up with a radiant power, and I'm gonna stab it in the butt.
Okay.
someone's a big
Ouch.
Matt Mercer fan.
Poor Gator is not gonna expect
I
this.
got a 14 to hit.
14 to hit. That'll hit.
Okay.
So
Whack
your
him
searing
up.
hot blade pierces through the backside of this unfortunate
He didn't say
crocodile.
backside, he said butt.
Do you want different damage types?
Thank you, Cory.
No, do you want different damage types?
No, we'll take it all. Just a croc.
10 damage.
10 damage.
It's a dead rock.
It is well on its way. Alright. Yeah, you easily cut through its scaly hide and poke it in the backside. Anything else you'd like to do?
No.
Alright. Arno.
I want to try and cast Animal Friendship on the one that's biting me.
Wisdom save?
Yes.
Okay.
Ow.
Natural 20.
Oh!
At
It's
least
not
it was
meant
on a
to be.
save and not on an
Jesus.
attack.
I'm so sorry.
Get
I'm
chomped
gonna
on.
take out my scimitar from my gauntlet and bonus action shillelagh.
Alright.
Shillelagh?
Yes.
What does that mean?
So it empowers whatever weapon he casts it on to be better.
He uses nature powers to make him good at hitting stuff.
Cool.
Because he doesn't come good at hitting stuff. We gotta boost that up a little bit.
So you pull out your weapon and hold it up to the sun, and you feel it kind of just start to charge up with a little bit of heat. Okay. Anything else for you?
That's all.
Okay. Back up.
So,
Everyone run away.
She's gonna run. She's gonna make an opportunity attack.
no.
That's a 10.
Oh, she's fine.
Does hit.
Oh no.
Ugh.
She dead again.
You just tried to hit her.
I'm gonna do it again. It's
But
fine.
she makes it away
Oh.
and ducks into. They all make it into their little recessed area. You just see a faint trail of red blood that's kind of dying the orange
It's
sand.
time.
Okay, back up to the top with
Time.
Peré.
Pin's
Yes,
on.
the heck pin has been donned.
We wait until it's getting dangerous and then we put
Beginning
the
of
heck pin
round
on.
3. The heck pin has been donned. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna get a little flary here and do a backflip.
I do like some.
Okay. Over
Twisting,
the bottom
like-
portion of the bridge.
Yeah, like twisting, like a back like twist to go like.
Alright, I will.
Try it. Stab number 2 at Gator number 2.
Oh, you aiming for like radial?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Not very long distance, so you know, should be cool.
You do an easy flip off the bridge.
Yeah, it was very parkour, you know.
Mm-hmm. Very parkour. Roll the hit.
Natural 20. I smooshed him.
Alright, so this one is going to be double dice. So you can either roll twice as many dice or just double whatever you roll on the die.
Did you use the spear or
The spear is my
So the D8. Yeah.
Okay. So I add this to the point.
For 24 hours.
You'll add your
Add
dex
dexterity.
mod.
Yeah.
But you're going to multiply the die by 2.
Okay.
So 10.
13.
Awesome. You flip over the bridge, and then you take your spear and you ram it down into like where the base of its spine and its jaw meets, and you end it.
Nice.
Squish.
Every time if almost killed something, you were like, hey, by the way, crunch.
You get the first hit, and then he steals it.
Exactly, yeah.
Alright, Shanzi, it's your turn now.
60?
I
And
see
you
I
get on
see
all
him.
fours as
I see
well.
him running and I
all
duck.
fours, yeah.
Another cloud of crimson dust sparks up across the river.
I slight my cloak slightly
Billowing.
billowing.
But you
Flowing
move.
in the wind.
Yeah, and I feel like we've done this maneuver before where he has to jump over me and I like boost him up over me a little bit.
Use your shield to whoop,
Yeah.
We
alright.
do the Wonder Woman.
Neat.
and then I'm gonna come down with both my claws on this little bastard.
Alright.
Come on!
No.
10.
Damn.
Looks like a 20.
That doesn't hit, unfortunately.
Offhand strike. 12.
12? Meet the piece.
That's only a 1.
Alright. One, is that with your claws? Or with your
Well,
dagger?
that's with my claw. I don't have a dagger. I only have my claw.
Okay. So yeah, your regular weapon hits and you just offhand swing with your claws, which you are much more comfortable with apparently, and gash it across the
For
face.
1 point of
You
damage.
get him in the snoot again.
Hate your notice. Stop running.
I'll be right over. Don't worry.
Okay, I guess you can move 80 feet, yeah. I'll
Okay.
be right over.
That it for you?
And that's all I can do.
Alright.
I love that a rivalry has already started. We're not even a party yet.
This one turns and tries to bite you. That will be a 23.
Wow,
Yeah.
yeah, even with my
Bitch,
shearing.
bitch, yeah.
Heck.
I don't
I
need
think
that.
that's the first one that's hit you though. That'll be 8 piercing damage.
That's it?
And you're grappled in its jaws.
Oh no, no.
Ruby has a concern.
I'm doing
So
a consult.
Shanzi jumps over you, claws at it, and then the crocodile lashes out and takes that arm and gets it in.
Ah, bad dog, bad dog!
It
Okay.
bites the hand that feeds or destroys.
Bites the hand that nips it.
Yep. Okay. This one is going to try and nibble you.
No! Not my blue little boy.
Oh my gosh, that dice
We've
is
just
hot.
met, but you're only my
21.
son.
Yeah, that hits.
Crunch.
Jeez.
The DM dice are strong, guys.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna go down if we don't help him.
Okay, piercing damage for you.
You should go help him.
And your
Working on
okay.
it.
It's your turn now.
Oh, heck. Alright.
I'll be fine.
You say that.
I've got the full control.
Has one hand in rock mouth.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Oh, that's within 60 feet, right?
Yeah.
On water? You can run on water?
No, I could cast.
Oh. Wow.
I do think I am gonna cast Healing Word
Okay.
your way, which is gonna get me the 2d4s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to use this one with you?
Sure. Well,
I got mine a little more.
6?
Thank you.
You doubled what I had.
Great. Oh god, alright.
Though the chaos around you is not focused your spell as much, the sun gives it a little bit of a boost.
Just a bit of oomph. Yeah, that's fair. And then, because I do have a cantrip that is evocation, I am going to cast Sacred Flame on the one that has Shanzi in its mouth. I would like a dex save, please.
Okay. And I will impose disadvantage on it instead of more dice.
Okay.
So 3.
Oh.
No thanks. 2 radiant damage.
Okay.
Don't you point. That's a fun one.
Cracking.
Very good. Is that it for you then?
It sure is.
Alright. Azriel.
Okay, I'm gonna stab again.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to stab again. I might not stab again. 6.
6.
No, 10.
You still got your flaming sword?
Does not hit.
Does not hit. Okay, that's it.
Okay. Arno.
I'm gonna stab it because it doesn't want to be my friend.
Okay. A bit
You kill
a bit
Tried.
saddened by the outcome.
Tried.
The battle has gone a little too far, and you do have to put down one of your creature friends.
when your alligator keeps biting you.
13.
13 will hit. Roll me some damage.
8.
8.
Awesome.
You see the blade kind of just retain a little bit of the shine and sheen from the sun, and you cut through the top of its head. Ooh. Leaving a little bit of blood to splash into the river. Anything else for you?
Just gonna say you didn't have to do this. I'm sorry.
He sings very
If
softly.
only you would listen.
And that's it.
Okay. Peré,
What?
here's your turn. Then Shanzi's up.
So this one's dead.
On Dick.
That one's.
No, it's still out.
Oh! Got it.
I
Well.
took a chunk out of it.
Got it, got it,
That's
got
his
it.
first hit.
Got it.
Would someone please move me?
Brah.
Perfect. You knew exactly what I was going to do.
Yes, you can make it all
I'm
the way
really
there.
going to attack the blue boy. You've done this to
Put
yourself.
him out of his misery.
There's no saving
Don't
him.
jump on my camel.
Yeah, I told you. Now you
doesn't
upset
like
me.
it.
That's not even my camel. Don't worry about it. Okay, now I'm going to try and just take a nice running kick at this thing.
Alright.
Try and kick it back into the water.
Roll the hit. This is like 300 pounds of a pure gray mass coming at
Dex
this.
and proficiency.
18,
Dirty
20.
Woo! Yeah, it's hard.
Good. And okay.
Elephant stomp. Yeah. Plus dex. Nice.
7.
7.
Squish.
Alright, you come up and give it a swift kick.
I heard a loud noise
And
rolling over there. I
you
was
just
like,
hear
what
a
are you
big
rolling?
and its head kind of not in its own will.
He didn't want that, didn't he?
OP monk, my god.
Am I still in its mouth?
You are still in its mouth.
Hey.
You can attempt to get out instead of attacking next time if you want.
Okay.
You can use your action to try and free the guy.
Just squiggle.
Squiggle, squiggle. Anything else, Peré?
He's not dead.
He's not dead.
Okay, well,
He seems to be
another
hanging on
bonus
the stick.
action.
Alluring? You're trying to attack more?
Yeah, I'm gonna attack more.
Alright.
2 more times.
2 more
Using your
times.
second key point, roll me 2d20s then.
Okay.
Plus proficiency distance.
17.
Yep.
Oh. 9.
The first one will hit. Roll some damage on that one.
Okay.
Plus dex.
5.
5. How'd you like to do this?
Ah! Alligator
So
slayer.
as I kick the bottom of his head
Crocodile
flings up this way,
Oh no!
and then I'll just come down with like a left hook, just punching straight down.
Yeah, you get it like right in the side of where that fleshy ear spot is.
Yeah.
It lets out. As soon as you do that, it spits you out of its mouth.
Yeet.
Goes limp into the water.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Always looking out for my blue boy.
Alright.
Insta friends.
Shanzi, you in its mouth.
I'm gonna stab it.
Alright. Roll the stab.
Scratch his eyes out.
What?
Natural 1.
Sir.
You do not stab it. As you try and reach out, that you try to like scratch with your claw that's already in its
Yeah,
mouth,
he
and
does.
it's not working very well.
I'm going to
Joe,
then
you
use
have
my
to put on
bonus-
the heck pin.
I'm gonna go ahead and put on give bonus action aid to the gentleman that is across from me in the water swimming, shanking it in the butt.
Okay.
I'm done. I'm gonna stand.
You are aided.
I'm tired.
That's all?
Heck.
So, as you attempt to hit it once again, it gives you what seems to be a sinister grin for a crocodile. Its teeth seem to be mocking you as
Not good, not good, not good.
it starts to try and pull you into the water.
Is this Captain Hook's
Oh,
origin
they're gonna
story?
do a tumble roll.
It's
Barrel
Captain
roll.
Hook.
Still leave my range?
It's still in your range.
Okay.
He likes
But
it.
you are now underwater.
Oof.
That's fine. I'm
Then
a
you're
cat.
a
Yeah.
Exactly.
Ruby is anxious.
I can swim. Okay.
Alright. And it's going to use the person movement to get a little farther.
So now I can
Yeah.
Okay. So I get advantage on this?
Yes.
Okay.
Advantage on the opportunity attack as it gets into the center of the river.
Ooh, 23.
23. Yeah.
I'm anxious.
Would you believe me if I said 17?
No.
Alright, how'd you like to do this?
Yeah. Sink my rapier into its back and watch it like light up in white flames.
Alright.
Whoa.
You do that, and it seems to like slightly dissolve around the touch of your blade and fade away, and it releases you before it pulls you
Yeah.
into the
I'm
center
gonna
of the
shank it one more time with my claw.
You do so.
Yeah, that was me. That was me.
Alright. And we are out of initiative.
Oh god.
Thank you.
That was fun.
So, now that the commotion has calmed down, some of the different townsfolk peer their way out of their huts.
We're out of heck.
No more heck.
No more heck.
The
We're
first
back to
natural
good.
one of the game.
Hey.
Of course, you said you love natural ones, so it's only
Hey, that's fair enough, man.
Alright. Some of the villagers poked their heads out of their abodes.
Try we kill him by we
I
the elephant man.
scoot quickly to Shanzi's side
Okay.
and healing word.
It's just a flesh wound, it's fine.
I also asked Blue Boy if he's okay.
I say
Okay.
very flatly, I don't believe you.
Will do.
I will be.
You
I'm,
can roll
I'm,
anything
I'm
if you
gonna
want.
cast Goodberry and I'm gonna
That's
eat all
also
10
a-
berries.
That's also
Okay.
an evocation spell in case you're...
Yep.
I am wrenching out my coat.
Do you want me to roll 2d8?
Cussing
Or do
weird.
you want me...
Just
Yeah.
wash
I don't
this.
get paid enough for this.
With that 1 8, you got me back to
Alright, well.
Actually,
I am now growing a second.
I am out of first
Oh,
level
why
spells.
do I keep
18.
saying that? You too.
That was 18 points of heals.
So
So,
some berries coalesce
you
in
keep
your
saying,
hand.
Roots, I'm fine.
You just smear
Like,
them all
no,
over
you're
your
not.
face and into your mouth.
I'm better.
Okay. I'm still like really confused by this.
Yeah,
thing.
you just saw some berries appear in his hand and he just motions them into his
I
face.
feel like I've never seen this kind of person before.
Which is saying something.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people in my day, and this one is different.
You see that balding, wispy, white-haired man poke his head out of one of the houses adjacent to you and yells, "Did you get him?"
No, he's still ill.
And Ruby gives a thumbs up and smacks you in the side of the
Yeah,
head.
it was sarcasm. Jeez.
Ah, you're a funny one.
And I call over, everything's fine for now. Everyone be cautious, please.
Okay, you mind if I talk to you for a minute?
Oh.
He brings you over. So, I didn't see what happened in the commotion. I just ran inside. What happened?
There was a dragon.
Roll a deception check.
Oh my god! 22.
22.
No, wait.
Oh my
It's
God.
plus 8, so it's like a billion. That's like 26, something like that.
Dragon, you say?
Yeah,
Ruby
we were
is
able
shaking
to.
her head behind
We were able
Shanzi.
to just do just enough damage where it just had to run away, so that's why there's no body.
I'm sorry, friends, but she gave you away.
I'm shaking her because she's so scaled. She's just
Right.
I wouldn't have believed you anyway. Dragons haven't existed here in millennia.
Mhm.
Well, what did come out?
There were 4 crocodile creatures that were found.
4?
Mhm.
That's an insanely large amount. Altogether?
There were 2, and then 2 more came?
Okay.
Is that odd?
Yeah, is that uncommon?
I mean, they usually don't leave the river when they are inside the town proper, and they are never seen with more than one.
Ruby walks away. Can I go check out one of the corpses? Are
Yeah.
they still around?
Mm-hmm.
I
There's
wanna.
There's one over, well, 2 on the shore over here. This one's
Mhm.
gone.
Yeah, I want to see if something wacky is going on with any of these.
I'm gonna come out so if she needs help with cutting. I can use my
Okay.
nimble hands. You don't have this one?
She's not declawed. Okay.
What would you like me to roll?
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to see if there's anything odd about them, probably from a natural standpoint first, maybe then a magic one after.
Let's go a medicine check.
Okay. 16.
16.
Mhm.
Checking it over, something does seem off to you. You have seen these creatures sulking in this river. You've been on the river most of your life since you've been down from the mountains. But especially the eyes of this one look weird. Instead of like the yellow with a kind of blackened line through it, these just seem completely milky white with like some veins kind of coursing through it.
Ooh, I don't like that. Can I take one?
Take an eye?
Mhm.
Yes, you may.
What? What would you like me to roll
Well,
for that?
let's do
Which one are you
another
doing right now?
medicine check.
I'm gonna.
See how good you are with your scaffolding.
Well, okay.
Since I'll give you advantage since you did good on your last one.
And I'm also there to 8.
That was, okay, I'll try that. That's a natural 20.
Yeah, you just like poke your finger in, I guess,
Yeah.
behind it and kind of like sever the little bit of muscle there and pull it out.
We do lots of dissections in the Church of Thukadi. I feel like I'm pretty adept at
Yeah,
popping eyeballs out of sockets.
you've done this before.
I'd also like to get all the bodies that we have together.
If you're
Okay.
still with me, I'd have you hold the little bag open. So I can put
Two
the eyeball in it.
have kind of floated down.
It's waxed. It's fine.
Yeah, no, it's just, you get to do the cool shit, and I'm on the.
I flick the viscera at you as soon as I pop the eyeball in there.
Eyeball goo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, Shanzi.
there are 2 bodies that are on the shore. The rest are either on the bottom or going down.
I'm not worried about just the ones
Okay.
I'm
Yeah, you get them next to each other.
I'm gonna take them.
It takes you a little bit of effort. They're really heavy. Actually, roll a strength check.
Oh, please, I'm gonna fail.
There.
6.
Can I take a second eyeball? I feel like I need 2 seconds.
I'll have you roll another check with advantage.
Why are you taking their eyes?
They look weird.
You cannot haul them.
24.
Yeah. You easily pluck 2 eyeballs. Same gator crocodile?
Yes, the same one.
Same one.
I
Okay.
just want 2 samples.
Okay.
Ha, with advantage. I avoided the natural one.
Good. All right.
So, yeah. No, I have those in my research kit now. Okay. Strength, you said?
Oh, if you're trying to haul it, yeah.
Both of us now.
Yeah, with advantage.
19?
Yeah. You start
This is better than mine.
pulling
I have a
together
+2
with
strength.
Shanzi, kind of like skittering and digging into the
Like
sand.
our claws are just digging into the sand.
Yeah, your feet are digging deeper into the sand from the weight that you're trying to bear as you pull it, but you're able to slowly get the 2 next to each other.
Why are we doing this?
I'm gonna sell.
Ugh.
I would then now like to say, alligator meat, fresh! I'm gonna try to sell them.
Ugh. Ruby walks away.
Yeah.
Ruby walks back. Something's weird about these. You can't sell them.
Never mind!
You see one of the townsfolk look at you when you said that, and you just see them make an odd gesture. They kind of just like,
I do it in this one.
What was that?
You know what it is.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Do you know what that is?
Yeah, you see me do it all the time.
Yeah, I don't know why you do it.
It's a Bukade thing.
Is it bad that I just try to sell this alligator? Like, is that disrespectful?
Maybe.
I mean, it's people. Whatever. People eat meat.
all right. Yeah, all the townspeople seem to be ignoring you, but
Ruby's like, thank.
you see, some of the people that were keeping a hand of the animals kind of make their way over there themselves. They seem to be a little bit more strong from desert travel and start to help them dispose of the bodies.
Would you want to keep those?
I got what I needed. And I asked them, are there any rites that you would like done with these, or are we just disposing of them?
Something is odd with them. We'll just let them return to the sand.
Fair
We'll
enough.
probably bury them downriver in the bank.
Would you like me to burn them first?
If you want to, that'd make it easier.
I'll just go ahead and sacred flame as many times as I can
Yeah.
to dissolve them.
You get them worked down to a little more of a charred mass that they can like kind of scrunch into a pile.
If this is something that could contaminate the sands, I would prefer it not do so.
Fair point. I'll take them to the deep desert.
Thank you.
Alright, you'll start loading it up into a big sack and taking it away. Okay.
I have 2 eyeballs. We're gonna study them later.
Am I going to be the one holding the light?
So the market square seems to kind of died down, and by this time it's maybe getting close to dice down.
Curiosity.
It's getting maybe closer to high suns. It's starting to get hot outside. Off in the distance, you see the large, massive mountains come into view.
In mountains of the rain?
They're not mountains. They're not red rocks. But you see a giant spiky lizard. Giant is not the right word. Gargantuan. Literally gargantuan. Plodding its way along. You see reddish and whitish protrusions of this lizard, and it has kind of ropes attached to either side with goods and belongings, and some people sitting atop of it. One of the spines kind of juts out and sticks over its head, and you see reins hanging down to like a bit in its mouth with a large iron rod sitting behind its teeth. And it kind of pulls up on it and takes one last step over into the where all of the animals were.
Is this what you saw earlier?
Yeah.
That was like.
Told ya. Never was. I'm not always lying. Just most of the time.
Now you see people hopping off of it now, grabbing their belongings and making it into town.
Do I recognize anyone?
Oh, you can make a perception check.
Kitty cat pal. Ooh, kitty cat pal. How many rolls? 14.
It is getting a little bit hotter and windy right now, so most of their faces are covered up, but even so, you don't think that you'd recognize any of them.
Meow.
Alright. So you make your way back to tending your camel?
Yes, I grab my camel, my rent-a-camel,
So
and
we're on
I,
the same bank as these guys now.
Yes.
So I would say I would go over to you and say, "Are you all right? I know you were inside getting off with one of these things as well."
Oh, I'm okay now, but thank you for helping. I have berry juice just falling down my face.
I pull out a handkerchief and I just like get you.
Thank you.
Meet mom.
You're welcome. I hand you the handkerchief.
You put a handkerchief on head. It cools you and it relieves you from the sun that is starting to rise higher and higher.
I'm gonna go play in the water.
Okay. You do so. Splashing around.
Sword fellow.
It is nice and cool and
Yes.
refreshing.
Thanks for the help.
No problem.
Yes, thank you for saving his ungrateful hide.
That's what I'm
I
here
didn't.
for.
I was just very grateful. I just said thanks.
You thought you had it covered. You did not.
I didn't think. I definitely did not have that covered.
as I'm listening to this conversation, I just continue to walk my camel to the bridge and go across back to the
Okay.
marketplace.
You do so.
I see him leaving and I follow.
Yes, he
Okay,
does.
so we're
Come with.
Oh no.
Where are you going? Where would you be going?
He's helping me. You helped me. We're all friends now.
I just kind of groan and roll my eyes, but continue to walk. I've accepted that he's following me.
My name is Ruby. It's nice to meet you.
Honor Irving Zaledestan.
Uh-huh. All right.
One or all three if you'd like.
Oh no. Very good.
In game, did you just chuckle to the side like?
Yes.
Yes, but thank you very much for saving him.
Azriel's had like his rapier like stuck into the sand with like his cloak over it, and he took out his French braid and he's just like wringing out his hair. It's like seriously, it was no problem. Any of you know how to French braid?
I do.
I'm bald.
All three hands
You can thank me with the French braid.
I will attempt.
I will attempt Paul's. Saved my life. Thank you very much.
He's got a point.
Okay.
Ooh, I did not do good. What would this be?
Performance
Dexterity.
It's more of a
Performance.
Oh yeah, of course. It's
7.
You ties a tangled mess on the back of your head.
How does it look?
Terrible. I suck. Please have Ruby do it.
Well, if it's a performance check. that's
You
fine.
can do it. No, you just said that you could do it. Come on, you can
It
do
is
it.
your hairstyle.
Well, I mean, I just have a little ponytail up on top, but we'll give it a go. 17.
Yeah, you do it.
You do
nice, a nice braid
I'm gonna tie it off in
takes
my
your silver locks.
big black ribbon and a big bow.
And I like pull it, like the parts of the bow like up for you to make sure it's like,
Appreciated. What are you guys up to tonight?
I don't know that we have plans.
They're
Follow him
coming
with
with us.
that.
You guys fight well.
Thank
Care
you.
for a drink?
I don't drink.
What's a drink?
Alcohol.
What's that?
Makes you
I
feel
also
good.
don't drink.
Interesting. We can get water.
Water's good.
I love water.
I'll just get a drink.
Can I ask what all of you are doing here?
We're journeying to the capital. We're hoping to anyway.
Oh no, it's happening.
Right, but we're in the planning phase.
I thought we were just going.
No, we're in the planning phase.
A very interesting couple, you two.
Not a cup.
We've known each other for a long time.
Okay, not a couple. I'm also going to the capital.
Why
Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm just listening.
Okay.
She said your ears.
Why? Why are you? And why are you following me?
Because you're protecting me.
From what?
You're a very noble man, aren't you?
Not
Crocodiles.
I was just attacked and you saved me. You're protecting me. We're
Yes,
friends.
I did do that.
By that logic, he is correct.
Okay.
What are you
Well,
doing here?
I help people across the desert,
Oh,
and I do it for a small coin.
How much?
One yellow cane.
One yellow Kmart.
Might take you up on that offer.
we might too.
And you?
I can help.
Arno has deputized himself as another guy.
Do I recognize any of these
Any of these races?
Yeah. Have I seen any of these before?
No, you
we
have
haven't
not.
we haven't gotten a full description of you yet. Or
Okay.
Shanzi.
Let's do that right now.
Yep.
So, Azriel.
Azriel is a lithe figure, pointed ears, pale skin, long silver hair tied in a very nice French braid,
Which Ruby did not think she was gonna do, so
Yeah.
you're welcome.
and a black bow to tie it off with. Once he dries it off and puts it back on, he has like a white kimono shirt
Nice.
with like cherry blossom patterns on the back.
Shanzi.
I'm a cat.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a old dirty, like, and when I say dirty, it's like sand is like caked on. Black pants, just like a black tunic with just like a really like heavily busted up leather armor that's been like scratched and there's like holes in it, like definitely old and worn. And then my cloak is like literally like rags at this point. The back is just cut up into frills. And the hood is like the only thing that's like well kept. And I have a headscarf on that wraps down all around my face so you can only see my eyes, which are yellow.
I just came back from a trip, so I don't want to leave quite yet.
That's fair. We haven't gotten any supplies. We've gotten a few supplies ready, but not
Got
many.
food.
I can make food.
And I can make water.
I can make water too.
A
I
match
can
made in
drink
heaven.
water.
Helpful.
You want to try and find a drinking establishment for your fellows?
Yes.
If they want to tag along for a drink, then yeah.
I want to know what alcohol is.
It's a beautiful
Oh,
juice
no.
elixir. It's
I want to stop by the bazaar first.
Ruby's mom instincts are
Alright.
screaming
Oh,
right
no.
now.
Also,
Yeah, what she
Shut-
says don't listen, trust me.
I'm taking
Conflict.
I'm taking a hairpin
I believe.
and I'm affixing the black flower to my cloak.
Okay.
So is it like basically a starting to bloom black lotus?
It kind
It's
of
okay.
looks
It's
like
okay.
that, yeah. And now that as you take it out and pin it to yourself, you're noticing that it's dried pretty significantly and starting to get powdery and ashy in your hands.
Oh no, it's not remaining intact.
No.
Okay. I'll just
What is,
finish crushing it.
what is that?
Nothing anymore. I'll just blow it into
Ooh,
the wind.
that was, yeah, should have had, she knows a lot about
you can
that
you
stuff.
can roll a medicine check. if you
Okay. I wanna know.
God now.
Well,
Yeah, you got like a glimpse before I blew it away.
11.
11. It seems familiar. You actually think that the herbalist that you talked to earlier had some at his shop.
Oh, I see. Alright.
I want to go there.
Drinking.
All right. Is that the first place you'd like to head to?
Yes, please.
All right. You see this gentleman come up to you and says, well, hello there. What can I do for you?
I was interested in what kind of plants you have here.
What kind of plants? Well, 3 varieties today. We have the wood spider root, good for lower back pains and muscle cramps. We have the sanguinaria, causes vomiting and bowel evacuation in case you come across any deadly poisons.
I tag along with for this.
Okay.
That's good.
I
And-
because they're my friends.
We have the powder of the Zephyra flower. It's an ingested powder that works as a painkiller. Takes about an hour if you take it orally or if you smoke it through a pipe almost instantaneously.
I've got a pipe if you need one.
Hello, we met earlier. I changed my
Hello
mind.
again.
Hello, I changed my mind. I would like 2 doses of the Sanguinaria and 2 doses of the Zephyra flower as well.
2 of the Sanguinaria and 1 of those. That's
2 of each, please.
2 of each. Okay. That would be 2 yellow and 2 blue, please.
What was the stuff that made it where like you would vomit?
That's the
Sanguinaria.
Sanguinaria.
How do you ingest that?
Ingest means to put it in your mouth and eat it.
Well, I didn't know if you had to smoke that one too.
Yes,
I would not do that. That could lead to various complications. I don't know what brain vomiting is like, but it couldn't be good.
I won't let him.
Sir,
I wasn't gonna do it.
is Sanguinaria something that you could mix with a drink?
No.
I mean, water, potentially. I wouldn't mix with anything else.
Take 1 dose of that. Anything recreational.
Did you mean the Zephyra flower?
I would say the Zephyra flower, if you smoke it, gets as close to recreational.
1 of each then.
Alright. That would be a yellow and a blue, please.
Can I also take what was that stuff that relieved poison again? I'm sorry, I'm terrible.
The Sanguinaria.
I will take a Sanguinarian, 2 doses, if you have it.
Okay, that will be 2 yellows, please.
Gotcha, bada bing, bada boom, here you go.
Do you know where I could find some flowers?
There are some more of the Zephyra flowers growing, and they should be almost in full bloom now, with the midday sun. Thank you all for your kind patronage, and he each hands back to you a blue and a red Kmon, and says to each of you, "May the mother hold you in her arms, and the father guide you on your journey."
A blue and a red
Yes.
to each?
So it's a silver and a copper is the equivalent.
Yep.
To them?
11 cents.
Everyone who bought a gold or more.
Okay.
Do I know who the mother is? What did he say?
The mother.
Just the mother.
Roll a religion check.
I'm guessing I would be familiar.
You would.
12.
12?
That's the sign of the
While you were being
So this is like
educated
I don't think
by
so. I think that
a
was
village
just
of
someone who
Azriel
was
to the
acknowledging
north,
that that was death.
they told you that the
Sorry, I
mother
didn't mean to disrespect.
is known as the Red Sun, which you have not seen yet.
Sometimes you just talk faster.
Her name is Revea.
People eat meat.
No, I know, but sometimes you talk faster than you think.
Y'all good?
Sorry. We were catching up on something that happened before.
So good.
Okay. Let's get a drink.
Yeah, and I say may the mother and the father watch over you as well.
Indeed.
Finger guns!
Can we do flowers before we go drink?
I would also like to look for flowers.
The flower that I picked just turned to ash right away.
Well, I could probably help it.
Well, you and I, let's go pick some.
Yeah.
Okay.
When they're all doing that, I'm going to try to fish.
Do you have a pole?
No, I'm
No,
going
he's
to
a
sit on the
cat.
bridge, and I'm going to wait until I see one swim by, and I'm going to try to get it with my claws.
Okay, so you're gonna have to hold on with like your back feet or like brace yourself somehow and then like kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
dip in.
I'm a goddamn kid.
I feel like I see you doing that and say, maybe you should just stand in the river.
No.
Very well.
Let's do this first. I would like
To have
thanks
entertained the DM.
first. I would like a perception check to see if you can find any fishies.
And also, I want to take. I'm gonna see if this is gonna walk. It's a little weird, but fish eat fish. So I'm going to take a bit of the fish and I'm put it in the water as like bait to try to bring.
More fish. Okay.
Hey, man.
Don't
Can't feed them
Okay, perception.
Yeah.
This is no Lilo. He has no compunctions
14.
about that.
14. The water is definitely rushing by pretty quickly, and it's a little dark, but you think you see a faint glimmer of scales. I'm gonna make a dex check.
Just dexterity.
Yep.
8.
8. You reach out and your claws graze something really quickly, and then it swims away.
So while Arno and I are looking for flowers, it's in the same vicinity, I imagine.
Just about, yeah.
I call, Shanzi, remember, water refracts light.
I want to keep trying.
Aim to the left, Shanzi.
Those looking for flowers, I'll take a perception check.
I also
Perception?
like to look for flowers.
Yeah, anyone who'd like to.
15.
All over the place. I got a 15 on the dice. Let me, I don't know if that's something that I'm good at or not.
Dirty 20.
Perception?
Alright. I'll say with that, you guys all.
Yeah, dirty 20.
Yeah, you easily find a right floating patch of them. There's about 3 buds that are come into full bloom, and then 3 more that are just little enclosed ones.
Okay. You said 3 flowers, 3 buds.
Yeah.
Okay. I would like to take one of the flowers and
Okay.
harvest it for my herbalism kit.
Okay, you can do so.
I want to take 3 buds.
Do you want me to roll for that, or do I just do it?
That you can just do that.
Okay.
It plucks very easily as long as you're being ginger.
Is that a third dose of Zafara flower if I powder it and dry it?
You're not sure.
Okay.
I want to take.
How about a medicine check to knowledge that out?
15?
15. You'd probably need all of these buds to make one more dose.
Oh, I see. Alright.
Is that all there is? Just 3 buds, or there's 3 buds?
There's
and-
3 open and 3 closed, but you probably need all 6 of the components to get one.
Oh, I see. Okay, I just add it. Can I press it in the pages of my big old
Yeah,
book of
sure.
knowledge? Okay.
Yeah, you open this huge leather-bound tome and just find a nice spot where you haven't written yet. And boom.
After I take the 3 buds, I want to use my druid. I want to use my druid craft and make them bloom.
Oh, yeah, you pick up the 3 buds, and you see blackish purplish blossoms start to unfold instantaneously in your
Neat.
hand.
For your book.
Oh,
you.
that was really nice of him.
Are you here?
No.
Okay.
I
just wanted to clarify.
Outsider view.
We've had our first metagaming Cory.
I just wanted to clarify. Thank you.
Oh,
I
you
will
again.
press these as well. We now have 4 press so far. At that rate, I might as well harvest the other 2 and press them in order to dry them and make another dose of.
You think that would work just well.
'Kay.
Pages will dry them, press them, and preserve them.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm ready to try alcohol.
All right.
I don't trust that. I don't think that's a good
Let's
idea.
find you a tavern.
How tall are you?
5'11".
Taller than me.
You're
I'm
taller
legal.
than me. This is weird. I don't like it.
Just do what my mom did and make me sit down.
Tall.
I was gonna say.
Tall blue boy.
Are you still
So-
like hanging out on like knuckles and feet?
Are they still
I
near
do
me
it
at
every
this
now and
point?
then.
Okay. Okay.
Or are
I
they
say, come
kind
here
of
a moment,
ditched me
please.
now?
And we go sit in the sand, cross-legged, and I look you very clearly in the eyes, and I say, "We're going to be very careful about this. I have lesser restoration ready."
Okay.
Shanzi pokes up. No one not!
Without looking, I reach back and whack you.
With my mace.
Not with my mace. I've only just met you, but I feel very protective of you for some reason.
Mama.
If the room starts to spin, stop drinking.
Why would the room spin?
Alcohol
Is very fun.
is potent as it's not a neuroleptic, but it changes your perception of the world.
Okay.
To
I think
beautiful,
that sounds
but
good.
unpleasant unicorns. Yeah, it's fancy.
Sometimes.
We'll get along beautifully.
Both of you stop it right now.
The Three Stooges and Mom.
I didn't think I
two
was gonna.
bad uncles
I didn't
trying
think I
to
was
get
gonna
the
mom
kid.
this hard, but I'm momming real hard. I don't like it.
So Peré, you're probably maybe like 100 feet away in this kind of like semicircle corral of all of these different beasts of burden.
Yeah, so I get up and walk away and see where he's gone to because I feel like I've done all that I can and I'm momming too hard for someone that I just met.
Yeah, you,
Let's go
you
get
had
some
a hitch
shots.
to like the house nearby.
Oh,
Where is the guy in the back?
what are you shooting?
You'll.
I've done what I can. I said my piece. I'm out.
So you want to find Peré?
Yeah, I want he's got lots of animals over there, and I want to see what's up.
Okay. And these guys are gonna go to the bar or something.
They're taking me to drink.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Fukabe only knows where they're going.
So let's follow Ruby.
Okay.
All right. So you make your way over to where all these animals are. Once again, like 5 horses, and you have some different mules, and this giant lizard monster that has now been deboarded, and of course Peré and his camel.
So I go up to Peré, like sidestepping while looking at the lizard, and I ask, "Are you familiar with that creature?"
I am
You are.
familiar with this creature.
Yes.
I've never seen anything like it before. I haven't, have I?
No. You know that it is called the Bauer.
That word. Weird, eh?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just a giant lizard-like creature that gets people through the desert with less effort and stress than hoofing it, as you always do.
It's expensive.
It is very expensive. You know that it's probably somewhere almost towards a green Kmart to get one rad.
Oof. Do you think I could go look at it more closely, or would that be offensive? I would not want to perturb anyone.
That's fine.
Thank you. And I go walk like as close as I.
Just don't touch it.
No, I will not. I'm the reasonable one.
Oh God,
I was just thinking, Spencer gonna be climbing on it.
I had that feeling.
And I walk away.
As you make your way towards this large lizard beast,
I don't want to get like super close, but I want to get close
Yeah.
enough to like sketch it.
Okay. As you get closer, its rider has gotten down now and turns towards you, and you see a tail and some furry cat ears poke out, and it looks a lot like Shanzi, but it's a different Tabaxi.
Greetings.
Greetings. What can I do for you?
Well, I've never seen anything like this before, and I just wanted to come look at it more closely.
Yes, isn't she lovely?
Yes.
This is the first time you've seen the Bauer.
Yes.
Yes. What are you wanting to know?
Well, I didn't know anything like that could exist and be so large.
Yes, they're very interesting. They're very old.
Could I get a closer look, or would that be?
If you follow me, I could tame her. She's very friendly.
That would be lovely. Thank you.
Okay. And Hugh walks up to this beast of a monster whose head is probably pretty much as tall as you are. You see these grooves and channels in its scales that kind of like filter down towards its head. You've seen this adaptation in smaller animals, kind of funneling different rainwater and stuff towards it. And you see just a giant like eye, probably the size of like a basketball almost, just looking you up and down.
Ruby is just like in
Reptilian
awe
form.
right now.
And he strokes it on its like scaly sides in some language you do understand. He's speaking celestial to it.
Ooh.
Lots of percussive sounds uttering from his voice, seeming to calm him down, just saying, hush, hush, it's okay. She's just curious.
And I like take a step back to indicate that I am not like a danger to it.
It kind of just does a very low.
Ruby looks like a kid on Christmas. She's
Yeah.
just like, this is so cool.
Yeah. So you can take time to sketch it and copy it. And
Okay, yeah, I plop down in the sand and do a little
Would
sketch.
would I know like these handlers of these beasts, since I'm also a traveler in the same realm?
You might not know them by name, but you've probably once every half a year or so, you might run into the same Bobway rider.
How do you spell
P-A-B-U-I-R-E.
P-A-B-U?
I-R-E.
Close.
She's a very rare one. There's not many of them left, but she's done good work for us.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you don't mind, I'll be taking her down to the river now.
Very, very good, thank you. Thank you for letting me. My name is Ruby Thunder of the Queer Peak Clan. It is very nice to meet you.
Ah, nice to meet you as well. The name is Jihaz.
Nice to meet you, Jihaz.
Nice to meet you as well. If you're looking for any rides, please let me know. I should be leaving town in a couple days.
Non-committal nodding and walking away.
So, the three of you.
I get a solid shot right away.
So I walk back in the direction that I left them in.
You find the only building in town that seems to be, it's still round and softly shaped, but it is, instead of being circular, it is extended to more ovular, and you see a long bar on the inside, kind of made of the same reddish clay material with a nice black wood top. And the bartender turns around and you see a big, tall, green half-orc man with a long black ponytail that probably reaches about down to his lower rib cage. And he says, "Ah, good day. What can I
Hi.
help you with?"
Yeah, we were just like 3 shots.
Shots of what?
That most.
Alcohol.
Yeah.
The
What he
most
said.
alcohol. Gotcha. Somebody's birthday.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
What's your name?
I'm Arno, Irving's eldest son.
Oh no. Azriel. Pleasure to meet you.
What if I call you Wade?
Okay.
Okay,
This is it.
well, if you want the strong stuff, 3 yellows and 3 blues, please.
You're covering the first round now?
I got the full screen, yeah. I got that.
How long does it take me to find them?
Pretty instantaneously. This is the only building in town that's different. There's the animal watering hole and there's the humanoid
We're
watering hole.
pretty easy to find.
No, I know.
You walk in and there's mostly, you can tell
It's
the,
like 11
the
in the
makeup of the
morning.
town.
It's noon.
The makeup of the town is a lot of dark-skinned sun elves and humanoids, but the occasional smattering of other races. The half-orc puts 3
Mostly like
Tall-
and be like, I'll
okay.
tip him an extra gold.
He takes the regular shot off the table and gets out like a more finely made vessel that has like some nice bubbly grooves into it.
That one's for you, birthday boy.
And he pours each
What's
of
on
them
birthday?
full of this really like pale white liquid into each of the containers.
Looking at it, do I know how? Because I like high quality ones, so do I know if it's like a little nice or is he just trying to give us like?
You know that it's different, and you can smell it from where you're sitting, so
That's
you know
all I
it's
need.
strong.
That's all I need. We're good.
Oh,
Alright.
I'm gonna get the heck pin back out.
The half-orc pours himself one in the empty one that he took away and says, "I'm almost off my shift, so."
Alright, well, this is alcohol. Here's yours.
Okay.
Do another trip around the suns.
Another trip.
Aye!
Son.
I'm ready
Alright.
for another round.
Constitution saves.
Question, do I get a fun bonus to this?
How and why?
What's the what class item?
I don't know. Not one
Okay.
I can think
You don't
of.
have room to tab here.
Yeah, I gotta do like this back.
I'll give you a bit.
This is good. You're in the middle of people where you
That's
can't
kinda what I'm
tab.
looking at.
I can, it'll just be.
You'll be clotheslining
Violent.
Dylan on that
Yeah.
side.
Alright.
Dirty 20, I was made for this.
Love
13.
Alright.
it. Wow.
You are completely fine. You're starting to feel a good buzz come on within like 30 seconds of putting it down. It burns your throat through and through and kind of warms even into your lungs.
Why am I warm?
So I'm at the bar by this point, I hope.
Mm-hmm.
Cory, did your character make it?
This is alcohol.
No.
As soon as Ruby puts a hand on your shoulder or comes next to you, you feel gravity has changed, and things are spinning around you.
Is the ring spinning yet?
The room
You're
has begun to spin.
Yep, you are spinning.
Let him learn.
No.
Same to you.
You brought this on yourself. I'm not helping you.
I'm gonna put my arm around her and be like, "Oh, I love you. You know I do, right?"
I'm going to very neatly, like, fireman's carry him up on my shoulder because he's got an arm around me, and then dump him in the sand.
Couldn't handle the Villiard clear, huh?
How's the half one?
I still have a hand
He
on
looks
your shoulder
fine.
throughout this process, and I'm going to cast Lesser Restoration.
Alright, yeah, you do so, and immediately you start, like,
That
the spinning
wasn't so
effect
bad.
starts to fade, and you feel like a buzz in the back of your head still.
Hold on the sand. No, no, no. Da, 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 da. Hey!
You can see the
Thank you.
minstrels from earlier have strolled in and started playing as well. Kind of getting, the sun is about midway, so people are kind of taking a break for the day.
I go over and check that the woman from before is okay.
Yeah, you check on her just, thank you. Who are you?
My name is Ruby Thunder.
We Thunder. I'm Shanzi.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much. Where do you get these powers?
From Thukave.
Ah, the cavity. I know the sword. Have you been to the shrine?
Oh, do you have a shrine here?
A small one, but you do.
Oh, could you direct me there? I would love to go there.
If you just head down the river a little ways, it's towards the edge of town.
Lovely. Thank you for letting me know.
You're welcome.
Who's Thukave?
Oh, Dad.
That was very loud.
I looked down at the floor incredulously.
Bingo guns.
Thukave is the god of death.
Beautiful.
Yeah, she makes this.
I feel like you like poke yourself in the eye.
Yeah, she makes this knowing gesture, tapping her forehead and closing her eyes as it comes down, and makes like a shush motion in front of her lips. And yeah, Shanzi always just clumsily follows suit.
It feels rude if I don't.
I'll do the same.
I'm gonna bury Shanzi in sand.
Yes, I am a top.
If I can reach you, I will pap you on the head and say, I will be back.
Okay.
I suppose if you're down burying him, I will pap you on the head.
You
And
guys-
I look at you very briefly. I know we have only just met, but please
Okay.
make sure nothing too out of hand happens.
As soon as she leaves, I buy him another shot.
I leave.
Okay.
I buy him another shot.
From the ground?
Oh, I can yell.
Hey, these guys, more.
I would like to go find a shrine
Please.
though.
Okay.
I only bought one for him.
I wanted to go with.
Okay. You and Arno.
You start
get
walking along
another
with me and I stop and go, oh, you are not supervising what's happening back there?
I wanted to come along with you. It sounded interesting.
Again, you go, hey!
I know, and I walk away.
Is the Elephant Man outside?
Heck!
Not immediately, but you see him off in the distance.
I'm gonna flag him down. We're going on a field trip. Care to come?
A field trip. By that you mean...
This is turning into a bit of a production. I was going to go find the Shrine of Thukave to pay my respects. You certainly do not have to come with if you do not feel the need to.
Sure.
Very
And
well.
Nobody's come up to you for business right now. Everybody just seems to be.
Yeah.
It's only the second day of the week, so not many people are aiming to travel right now.
I take my symbol out from under my shirt and put it on the front of my shirt.
Yeah. You see her pull out this amulet or symbol. It's kind of like an iron half part of a humanoid skull. You see like there's three crescents kind of in the center of its forehead. But you make your way downriver towards the west of town, along the Rimanen, and you see along the bank that you are following, there is a flat red rock base, and then carved out of the same reddish rock material is a bench that is circular in design, so you can just sit around it and face out towards the world. In the center of this bench is on a pedestal that same symbol of Thukave, and there are 3 archways kind of on different sides of it leading towards it, each with a different small symbol of their own, crescent-like in make.
I'd like to do a circle all the way around, and I'd like to meander through each arch.
Yes.
Very slowly.
Yes, you ambulate through each one, kind of just taking time to meditate.
I'm
and
like
pay
walking
respects.
slowly, following his steps. Trying to be respectful of it. Like I should be doing this too, right?
There's this weird, like, reverent game of croquet happening pretty much.
Person croquet.
Yeah.
Are you also playing follow the leader?
I'm just gonna cross my legs and sit there and watch.
And then I
Now I
end
feel
up
like I'm doing it wrong.
I end up stopped in front of the pedestal,
Mhm.
and I just kind of sit for a moment and pray.
Okay. Very good. As you do so, you feel the peace of Thukave and his teachings and all of the knowledge that you've gained kind of bring your heart rate down after the both lots of mothering and lots of protection.
Yeah, noticeable tension goes out of Ruby's body.
You feel that you have done right by him today.
Feels good. You can dab. We thought that we had him trapped between 2 people and he couldn't extend far enough, but you know,
Joe needs to dab.
where there's a will, there's
There's
a
a
way.
way.
Alright. Is there anything else you guys would like to do before evening starts?
Nope, I'm real warm now. I forgot that it's hot out. I'm gonna go back inside.
Alright.
Beat the heat.
Mm-hmm.
I got him another shot to Zuni to make another constitution.
Probably drunk now. You're both well drunk and spinning once again, and the minstrels have started playing this really slow, odd rhythmic groove that you both are just kind of.
I try to tap my lap and beat with that.
I'm gonna take out my pan flute and play with them.
Performance check with disadvantage.
I feel like we walk back in to see this happen.
I'll tell you.
Oh my god, what?
13.
Double faulty.
13.
Yeah.
That's great. Surprisingly, with how drunk you are, you're able to at least find the key of the song, though you cannot find its beat. You walk into just seeing these two, the only two dancing to the music and swaying back and forth.
And
All
all
of the minstrels kind of giving them a perturbed look, but carrying on and trying to, like, you see one of them, like, has their ear pressed on their shoulder, trying not to listen.
I briskly walk into the room and take the pan flute. I'll give it back soon.
What's your name?
Here comes the 80%.
80%?
Wait.
I know how to
Oh,
say
okay.
it. I know I've been practicing in my head all night.
Alright.
Peré, Tsarthredjorad.
Peré.
I can do it. Peré,
20%.
Tsarthredjorad. Peré, Tsarthredjorad. Thank you. Just call me Peré.
Yeah.
Or Peré with a little
Hey.
hum flick.
How about
Peré.
you, Shorty guy?
Or, you know, if you come up with a different nickname, that's fine too.
Do you?
What is yours?
It's Azriel.
Israel.
Azriel. You don't drink.
I don't.
You don't believe in work hard, play hard.
I did until I joined the monastery.
Tell me more about your monastery.
You
Ruby
interrogated him?
visibly perks up.
I just risked my life with some people. I want to drink with them and learn.
There's a long story to this on how I ended up there. But now my job is to help people in need across the desert safely. Those who need me find me.
And so we have.
That was a very loud whisper. We are.
You need help.
I do. I am treading toward the capital, and I was hoping to find some safe passage.
I can do my best.
I would appreciate that. What's your name? Who are you?
As Azriel goes his turn.
The laser eye beams move on to someone
Yeah,
else.
you feel like you've just been sized up, and he just moves on.
Just stand up and down with
Everyone else in the room is
vision.
gone to me.
Named Shanzi.
Shanzi.
Yep, that's S-H.
Uh-huh.
Yep, A-N-Z-I.
Shanzi.
Have you taken your head wrap down now?
No.
Good work out there today.
I did. I'll buy you a glass of water since you don't drink.
I'm gonna sit by Arno and be like, "How you doing, buddy?"
I'm good. I need my pan flute.
I just moved it a little bit because it was getting
Oh,
subsumed
I'm going
by
to
my
try to
whiskers.
sneak his pan flutes from moving.
I know.
Alright.
Do I need to make
Make a
a
hand.
Is this my passive
Yeah, let's
perception?
go passive.
I think
Which is
it's
still high.
15.
Yeah.
Ooh, baby. Alright, well, shit. Sleight of hand. Well, sleight of hand's 12, so 12 plus. 19.
Ooh.
You definitely sneak under her robes or where her hand has grabbed it,
I
and
was gonna say it's still in my hand.
okay. You snatch it away while she's talking to Peré and paying it with the barkeep.
Give it back to you.
You notice within like 5 seconds that's gone.
Mhm.
I'm already over there. I'm so
I
fast.
go take it back.
It's already in your hands. You can fight back.
Go outside and I play it, and I just wanna sit and just thank my gods for leading me over here, and
If he's outside, I won't take it from him.
Okay.
that they led me to new friends, and I hope that I make them proud.
God, you're cute.
That's wholesome.
I
Playing in the
know.
sand.
And at this point, the stars have started to light up the sky. The
And so-
blues- yeah.
I would follow outside, and while he's sitting in the sand, another lesser restoration plugged in there.
And you go from spinning to feeling a little bit buzzed again, and a little more calm as you see
A very gentle
Stars in the
slap to
sky.
the face of my last lesser restoration.
up towards the east. You see a small, kind of oddly shaped, pinkish orb start to float across the sky. This is the first moon.
So I've gone outside, like, to make sure you're okay, and my hand is still on the top of your head as I turn and just look at the moon.
It's pretty.
It's more than pretty.
I need to lay down.
Please do.
I'm gonna come over and like
I was gonna
run
say
my fingers through your hair like, it's okay, buddy.
I like help you shuffle to the side so we're not blocking the door. And then I just sit and look at the moon and stars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think, is there anything else you guys want to do?
I want to go back to where I sleep and sleep.
Okay. Yeah, you have a
wondering.
small lodging place that the monastery pays for, where you keep all your belongings.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you make your way down the stairs, and you all make your way to just sit out on the red, cooling desert sands and watch 1, 2, 3 moons rise up into the sky.
I tell everyone everything I know about the moons, which takes like 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I tell Azriel, when you need me, you will find me. And I do my trunk, I touch the head, and then I do this with my trunk.
I do the same with my arm.
I'm asleep.
I don't know if that's racist or not, but hey.
I think it's coming from a good place.
Yes, it is.
I'm uncultured, sorry.
Okay. Yeah, you tell everyone about the moons and your gods, and you all take a rest on the sands and find lodging for the night. And that's where we'll end today's episode. Thank you for joining us tonight, everyone. We will be back bi-weekly with new episodes released on Wednesdays. And every other week in between, there will be campaign diaries and painting tutorials and videos also on the Throes of Dice channel. Until next time, peace, love, and may all your checks turn up 20. Have a good week.
The scene has been set. I am so immersed right now. I am in this desert.
That's all going to be
What do you
edited out.
Good session, everybody. We can wrap up and go home.